But like there's so much to criticize this film and so much to like argue about why it's fucking awful. But there is some like really cool things in this thing.
Yeah.
Like the animation is stunning. The world is so interesting.
Yeah.
Like they managed to set up such an interesting world within the space of 50 minutes.
Yeah.
That wants you to ask a lot of questions and wants you to wonder how the fuck this world got to this kind of assassin for hire. Everyone's an assassin. There's so much killing going on, so much corruption.
Yeah. Well, it very much is reminiscent of a cyberpunky world without the cyberpunk in it, you know?
Yeah,
it's very much just a grungy metal vibe where anything goes. You are on a train and it could like blow up any second because two people are like beefing with each other. And everyone is corrupt. Everyone breaks the law, and everyone's a fucking child molester apparently as well. It is that kind of world, and I feel like it was just an excuse just to create this world where the animators could just animate some cool fucking action, cool gun scenes, cool explosions, and some sex in it as well.
Yeah.
Because like I was saying earlier, I am not surprised that, especially this coming out in the late 90s, that this did get banned. Because, we were talking about how there are some shows I've seen where, you have to use sex as a way to progress the plot or characterize some of the people. And they do use that in Kite as well. Obviously they want to characterize the main cop as being a very, very bad person. And there is this one moment in the reaction where me and Connor were just like, damn, I don't know why this is banned. Like this sex scene is actually important for the plot because it characterizes how
it doesn't make sense.
How terrible this man is. How terrible this man is to not only kill this girl's parents, but to just fucking groom her, assault her, all this kind of shit, right? And then it keeps going.
Yeah, that was the problem, right? I think that's like watching it. It's like you can they established the story point of these like sex scenes within like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
and you easily could have like it was completely unnecessary to keep it going. And after it kept going for like another 30 seconds, you're like, okay, they clearly just wanted to animate this, and it's hard to defend this. It's like it's hard to argue this has a place.
Right.
So I mean, it's completely understandable why they're getting banned.
Yeah.
And so it's just like hard to argue for the show. It's hard to argue that like it's a good show.
I will say though, as much as I agree, like a lot of the scenes were definitely dragged out and were pretty unnecessary. I am glad to know that you guys also agree with my point that there are certain sex scenes in this film that are pretty pivotal to understanding the story.
I mean, it's a fucked up world, and like unfortunately in this world, like that's a strong like using sex and grooming and all this stuff is unfortunately an aspect of this world where they use that to control people, manipulate people. This happens in the real world.
Because I've seen too much criticism of Kite where people are just like, oh yeah, they did a good job in like just getting rid of all of the sexual scenes. And I'm like, well, no, because if you actually watch like the censored versions, there's multiple versions of it. But if you actually watch one of the censored versions where there is just 0 sex scenes in it, you kind of, again, miss out on a lot of like characterizations of certain like aspects of like Sawa or Akai or, this entire world.
Yeah.
So, it is pretty like, yes, it's hard to fucking watch, but I mean, this entire world fucking sucks and everybody in it sucks. And I think it's, yes, a bit of an extreme way to depict that, but I think it's also in some aspects a necessary way to depict that.
Yeah, but I think that's the hard part, right? Because it's like, I think had the scenes been shorter in a sense, it would feel like it is being used for the story purposes and fucked up. But when it goes on longer, you're like, I mean, you can understand why the censors were like, hey, this is just glorifying this thing that we don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can sympathize a lot and understand why it would get banned because you at that point you're like having to question what is the motive here? Like if it's just for sexual gratification of whoever is watching this, then it's like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have this.
Yeah, for sure.
This should probably be cut.
Do you know what it gave the vibe of? Because I feel this is like all speculation, right? But it gave the vibe of just, they needed to, this was back in the days where physical media sales was still a thing.
Right.
Like, there is...
We have sex scenes in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
There's to sell, man.
Sex sells, man.
It's like we want to make a normal action anime, right? But we need something to push the boundary to sell those Blu-ray, sell those DVDs, sell those VHSs. And that's kind of what it felt like, where it was just like, okay, we're adding these sex scenes in there and we're trying to make them plot relevant. But we also know some people are just going to buy these, like people just for the infamy of it, and that's kind of what it felt like.
I mean, the 90s as well, definitely. You'd be like, hey man, have you seen this?
Yeah.
Watch this
exactly.
This crazy thing from Japan I found.
Because this was on the tail end of when the internet was kind of becoming a thing. You can always, readily get this kind of content and get this high quality content. Like, imagine you're in the 90s. Internet's just starting to become a thing. It's like, you can't stream yet. You can't do anything yet. But you're like, yo, I heard this like one show has like a 5-minute sex scene and it's like really well animated. You're like, shit, bruv. All right.
It's got a plot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what's most surprising about this anime and the history of it is that there was a live action. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
The fact, and obviously Samuel Jackson is a pretty outspoken anime and hentai fan. So it's not surprising that he would kind of jump on this, because I imagine if you're really into film or like animation as a medium, that you probably like watched this show at some point just because it feels so relevant to the history of anime and OVAs.
So there's an interesting story behind this, actually. Not only is Samuel Jackson a massive fan of Kite, but also Quentin Tarantino, unshockingly.
That doesn't
surprise me.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
It feels very Quentin.
Yeah, I saw on Wikipedia actually that apparently Quentin Tarantino took Sawa's character and used it as the main inspiration for the Gogo Hibari from Kill Bill.
Oh,
remember the Japanese girl with the giant thing? That apparently he made Kuriyama Chiaki, the actress, watch Kite as the biggest inspiration for it. And I read that and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. This definitely seems like a Samuel Jackson, Quentin Tarantino type of show that they would enjoy.
I think the difference is Quentin Tarantino would probably find a way to more imply some of the stuff of the backstory instead of be like, here you go.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the key difference of a story like this, of how perhaps there's a more you can touch on these themes and maybe how you'd probably do it in the modern day.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think it would get a lot, like you couldn't do this today.
Oh, no.
Because people would be like, why did you show that? Like, you could just imply it through a number of different story things.
Yeah, I mean, who's the director of this? Because
what else have they directed?
Because I know Mezzo Forte.
Yeah.
Because Mezzo Forte
Umetsu
was...
Yasuomi.
What else did they direct?
Umetsu Yasuomi, who just released the film
Madoka
this
Magica?
year.
Oh, it's Key Animation.
Yeah. But no, he just recently released a film. I believe it's Virgin Punk.
I've heard things about that.
That came out this year.
Yeah.
Was it last year? But it was either this year or last year.
Damn, this guy's got a fucking...
He's an OG,
Bro,
yeah, he's been
a legend.
Yeah. He's been in the industry for a very, very long time. Search up Virgin Punk. It should come up.
I have actually been meaning to watch this because a friend of mine was like, I don't know how they released this year.
Yeah, and this is, from what I've heard and from what I've seen of it, this is basically, Kite and Mezzo Forte in the modern day.
Yeah.
It's still hyper violent, but it doesn't have that, 5-minute sex scene right in the middle of it, But
I do actually want to watch this.
But it still has, a lot of it is still animated by him. It's been in it was in production for a very, very long time as well.
Oh, Shaft. Wow.
Yeah, Studio Shaft. And the animation of this looks insane. Yeah. And if you are probably like looking for that kind of like old school feel of just some of the gun action and some of just the hyper violent, you probably would enjoy this one. Without the sex scenes, because I feel like the sex scenes was just a big way to sell DVDs
for sure.
back then.